Hey, it's Bill here. I thought I would do a very important video that I think will help a lot of Californians out that are moving out of California into St. George, Utah, or for that matter, any Salt Lakers who are trying to move to St. George. And if you don't know, St. George is one of the most fastest growing cities in the United States. Again, small town, probably a couple 100,000 in the southern part of Utah, just on the Arizona border, probably an hour and a half away from Las Vegas. And it is growing like crazy. So here's what you got to do. And I don't know why I'm sharing this, but I felt that this will be something that if you're in the market for a home, you'll share it. If you need help buying a home, you'll reach out to me and I can maybe help you with an agent that I trust. But here's the problem, and I'm actively seeking real estate in St. George as well. But here's what I find. Most of the homes, and I get lists every day of the homes that are for sale in St. George, most of them are pretty average, meaning no backyard, no development in any of the property around the house, more or less. They don't keep the yards up. They throw gravel on it. You're going to see a lot of small yards with big brick backyard fences. So, for the most part, the interiors of the homes are very dated, 12-inch by 12-inch tiles that you could buy at Walmart or at Home Depot. It is very average at best. The appliances in the kitchen are very dated, and nobody's spending money on them. They've either it's been a second home and everybody's been kind of on the cheap, and nobody wants to talk about this. So just watch this. I'll end it. It's going to be a one take TikTok type of shot for maybe 5 minutes. But here's what I found out. And I have been watching this market for 2 years every day. Every day I get a list of all the houses within a certain mile radius of St. George. And here's what I find. If you think you're going to be a casual looker and buy a house, here's what happens. I find a house I like. I go and call my agent. I go to bid on it, and it's already sold. It's already sold. The offer has been submitted and accepted. Like what? It just got listed. So how can that be? So I look at another house. I said, this one's priced a little high, but I'll go for it. It's not bad, right? So you get locked and loaded and you think, okay, let me get an agent. So you start looking up an agent. Okay, so this person listed it. Maybe I'll try that. By the time you mess around with all that, it's too late. You're done. You will not have an ability to find a house with that kind of lag time. So I'm telling you right now, you better have an agent. You better understand what are the good neighborhoods, because there are some crappy neighborhoods that you won't know. When you look at it on Google Maps, it all looks the same, but it isn't. And I'll tell you, and I don't want to offend anybody, but you can message me and I can start the conversation. But there are crappy neighborhoods and there are good neighborhoods. There are really well-developed neighborhoods in St. George, and there is stuff that's kind of on the brink, where everybody runs around with ATVs and it's the Wild West, and they build big, huge garages for your motorhomes, and you better be in that age level or mindset, or you're going to feel like you're on another planet. Don't be trying to step in the St. George market without being prepared. It's a market that you have to know what the heck's going on. And if you don't, you're just going to get burned by somebody else. And you know what the funny part is? The price of a really nice house comes with a swimming pool. It has the landscaping and the architecture and everything that's really nice. And for the Californians, you feel like that's what you really got to have for being there. And For people in Salt Lake, you don't want to step down a level, but you're finding, wow, the price of houses in St. George are as much or more than what they are in Salt Lake. So let me give you a hint. The price of the really nice houses aren't very much more than the price of an average house in St. George. They're about the same. The better house may cost you 5 or 10% more, maybe 15% more. The right neighborhood, it isn't that much more. The trick is you're not going to get in the race. If you are not prepared, you don't have an agent, and you don't have the right person working for you to have an edge on when that house just got listed. You cannot be, it's worse than the car business. I'm from the car business. And if a good car came in on trade, I think you'd have a little time. In this business, if something gets listed and it's nice, the listing agent's on the phone. The people in the agency are on the phone. And so you're competing with that. Don't hedge your bets and think, well, I'll get around to it, or agents will laugh at you. You have got to be prepared. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just my email will be in here. You can send me an email or respond here on YouTube. I'll write you back. I've put a few of these videos together, and I write people back and give you some ideas. I can shoot you a name of an agent, but forget it. If you're not locked and loaded for St. George, you ain't getting in. And I'm not saying, well, in the $1 million range, you probably will. If it's a nice house and somebody's taking care of it, there's good landscaping, and it's up to date, you're too late. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you, go ahead and bid and see if you can get the house for a little less. Like, if the house is listed at $500, why don't you go in and bid $475 on it? You'll be out before you're in. So stand up to the plate. You're in a market right now where there are not enough houses being built for the demand. Interest rates are at a historic low, and you're competing with other Californians. I got nothing wrong. I'm from California, so I can say this, but you're competing against California money. So that's not going to change. You're not going to get a break here. You're not going to find somebody sleeping at the wheel, giving a house away. Just get rid of that mindset and stand up to the plate. Have an agent, be ready, have the right agent, and be locked and loaded and be ready to go. You can email me, you can message me, and I'll share with what I've got. But I'm telling you, you're going to miss out if you think you're going to be too smart for that market. That market is red hot. Good luck.